drive like this? Ever feel alive with this? Have you ever arrived like this? Can you give me a ride 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 like this? This is for all the scooter lovers. Can you give me a ride like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Can you feel alive like this? Will you ever love like this? I want you to give me a ride like this. Can you give me a love like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Ever feel alive with this? Have you ever arrived like this? Can you give me a ride 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 like this? This is for all the scooter lovers. Can you give me a ride like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Can you feel alive like this? Will you ever love like this? I want you to give me a ride like this. Can you give me a love like this? Do you know how to drive like this? Ever feel alive with this?
I am. I'm streaming twice one day. All right, here's the deal. Well, first of all, second coffee. We went cold this time around. Here's the deal. I got more thoughts on the whole audition thing. Hold on. Got me thinking. I like to think about this stuff. Everybody sitting down. So, hold on. Let me get rid of spreadsheet baseball here in a sec. She is using the destruction. It's in her range, but she's holding back because she's scared of voices. Sound pretty, but scary. She won't listen to me. Okay. Sweet. So here's the thing. I was like, we were talking about, I think somebody mentioned like confidence. Like, I think why do we get nervous? I was thinking about like why we get nervous in the audition room. And I'm like, it's not like a math test. Like you can get nervous for a math test, but really what you're nervous about is how much did you study? Because at the end of the day, the outcome is like you either got it right or wrong. You know, there's not this existential crisis around a math test. It's like you either know the answers or you don't. An audition is like nobody really knows what is good. I mean, we have an idea, but like the actor's having an existential crisis. Like, are they going to like me? Is this right? The casting director doesn't know what the fuck they're looking for. So there's this existential crisis around auditioning that we're all trying to solve for. And that's really what the nerves are about. It's like, what do we think? And here's the thing. The question is, really it comes down to why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you're an artist or want to be an artist? Or are you doing this because you lack validation in your life and you want somebody to say, you're good, you're great, you're good and you're great? They're both reasonable things, and everybody has their own reasons. But you do have to ask yourself, it's like, am I missing validation in my life? And that's why I'm so nervous for this audition, because I just want somebody to tell me I'm good at something. I'm good enough. If that's the case, right, then you have to ask yourself that honestly. And if that's the case, then you probably have work to do in your real life. So we can answer that question. If you're genuinely interested in being an artist, in this, singer, actor, whatever, musical theater performer, then then we remove what other people think, because what matters is what you think about it. And the way to answer that is you have to film yourself, because that's the only way you're going to start getting your own opinion of your own work. Because if you're truly an artist and you enjoy singing, you enjoy acting, like that, you just love doing it, then you need to have your own opinion of your work. And the only way to do that is to film yourself and go, what the fuck is my hand doing there? That's not how I want it to look. You have to know how you look, is my point. If you're in this to be an artist, you have to have an idea of what you actually look like. You have to know, oh my God, how am I standing? I don't like that. You have to know. And so that's part of the deal, is you have to answer your own question with that. So I encourage you to film yourself so you know what you're putting out there. And you can start formulating your own opinion, because if you start to like what you're doing, there's always an incredibly good chance that other people will like it too. So that's how you answer that existential question. Then the other part of the equation, anyway, no, that was really the extent of the thought. It's like confidence is like happiness. It comes and goes. It's what's at the foundation. Are you actually in this because you love it and you just love it? Or are you in it because you want somebody to tell you're good? So you start with there and you work your way up. Anyway, that was really it. Yeah, that's good. You get to a point where you don't hate yourself. Now you got to become a craftsman. You go, okay, why don't I love this? Is it because I'm a little out of tune? Is it because I'm standing weird? Is it because my hand does this twitchy thing? Is it because I'm looking at, what are my eyes doing? You have to become a craftsman. You craft your performance, but you have to have some idea of what you're actually putting out there. It does behoove you to watch yourself. Because it's really do it in a mirror too. So you have to know what you're putting out there. Otherwise, you'll never answer that existential question, and you'll always be at the whims of, your self-image will always be at the whims of what other people are feeling that day, and you just won't know what you're putting out there. Anyway, so that was my second coffee thought. Right, but so you're determined to ace this callback, but what are your parameters for doing so? Your parameters are not, do you get it or not? Your parameters are what do you think you put out there? What do you think about your callback? You have to at least have an opinion of your own callback before they tell you theirs. And and that means you have to watch yourself before you audition, so you have an idea of how to move your body, essentially, how to your voice sounds different to you than it does out there. Record yourself, craft what you're putting out there, and then it's okay. If it doesn't go the way you want, that's fine, as long as you have an opinion about it. I didn't like that I did that. I know what that looked like. I don't, you could not like your callback and still get the role. But it's important to have your own opinion about it. You could also have, you loved your audition and you didn't get it. And that shouldn't shake your confidence. But that means you actually have to have an honest conversation about yourself. Is this what I want to be putting out there? What's missing? Now, it's like, that's the thing. That's how you answer that existential question. Because they're, people, whoever's casting the show, who knows what the hell they want. But you can only control that, hey, I like what I'm putting out here, or I do not like what I'm putting out here. But you have to be able to answer that for yourself. And if you don't like what you're putting out there and you don't know why, that's when you seek help. And here's when I insert the advertisement. I'm saying I've started teaching again. I really enjoy it. I realized my Broadway Plus is like crazy expensive. I didn't realize that. So if you want to work with me, just send me a DM, or you can email me at blimswork@gmail. But please, just like professional inquiries. I like teaching. That's really what it's for. My rate at the moment is $75 an hour, 50 for half. And yeah, but I didn't realize my Broadway Plus, it's like $150 for, I don't know. I checked on it. It was insane. So yeah, you can DM me or email me at blimswork, but just like, please not like just anything, but I like to teach. So that's what that would be for. Anyway, I do like to think about this stuff and share my thoughts. That's how you take the power back, damn it. Right. The main reason I don't like watching myself is I'm not self-confident how I look at all. I think I'm ugly most of the time. Okay? So, well, yeah, I get that. It's a tough conversation. It's like, that's a tough one. It's like, you do want to you want to feel good about yourself. You're a craftsman. So it's like, okay, well, what can you, since as an actor, you're putting a product out there, it's like, what steps can you take so you feel better about it? But you got to be able to, I think, some actors say they don't watch themselves. I don't know how that works, because I don't know how you can craft, anything. You got to have feedback. And if you rely on the feedback of others, you're sunk, is really what I'm trying to say. I get it. I empathize with that. But it's also like, when you watch yourself, there's so much more than the way you look. It's behavior. It's emotion. So maybe focus on that. It's like, maybe if when you watch yourself, you're so worried about how you look, it means maybe, you're not as dynamic with your emotion as you should be, with your expression, because you're only drawing your eye to the surface level stuff. I don't know. These are questions, but like, I think it's a hurdle every actor needs to get over, and it's tough. I get it. Believe me. There was a period. I mean, it's still uncomfortable. There's things I don't want to see, but it's always better when you just dive in, because it's like, you don't want years to pass and go, I can't believe I was doing that for years. I can't believe I had this weird tick whenever, whatever. I just can't believe I was putting that out there for years. So if you constantly check in with yourself, go, okay, all right, that's close to what I think I'm doing. It's close to what I want it to be. It's tough, but you got it. I think most actors have to clear that hurdle. This is my lavender iced latte. Yeah, because also on the other side of watching yourself, after the pain of seeing yourself in the mirror, beyond that is you start taking away some of this existential crisis of, I don't know what I'm doing. You go, no, I have a very good idea what I'm doing. And you start to form an opinion about it. Yes, as a younger, like this advice. So this is advice I would give to my younger self. Film your shit. It's so easy to film shit now. Put your phone in front of you and just see what you're putting out there. And if it's cringe, that means you have an opinion about it. And now we're off to the races. Now we're on the track to becoming an artist because you have an opinion about what you did. And the next time around, you're going to even subconsciously start to craft it towards what you want. It's like, last night, man. Last night I was thinking in bed. I was thinking about some old songs I wrote in college, and I audibly said, "Cringe!" Like some of these old songs popped in my head, and I audibly said, "Cringe!" Like I couldn't take the thought of them. I audibly said, "Cringe!" I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear the thought of it. But if I didn't go, you have to go through. My point is, you have to go through your cringe phase, and the less you avoid looking at it, the longer that cringe phase lasts, and then you're unaware of it. You're unaware that you were cringe all that time. You don't want 10 years to pass and go, I can't believe I was that cringe for so long. The more that's, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm thinking one song, you go, ugh. Yeah. But yeah, you have to go through your cringe phase as an artist. Yeah. Anyway. No, and anyone who says they didn't have their cringe phase are probably just people who started so young that they went through it when they were so young that they didn't even have self-awareness, like kind of like prodigies, right? It's like, you know, some of these people roll out of the womb playing piano. It's like their cringe phase is from ages 3 to 5, and they just, you know, they don't even have the ability to cringe. So they never go through it. Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough hurdle to get over looking at yourself. But it's, yeah, you got to rip off that Band-Aid, I think. And then you get to work and into crafting something that you appreciate, or there's also healing in it, you know. There's a lot of self-healing in it. Because, you know, believe it or not, I know it's crazy. There's a lot more to acting than how you look. Despite the industry or the ideas of the industry perpetuating otherwise. Anyway. Yeah, aesthetics are a complicated thing. I've struggled with too and have avoided. I've avoided the idea of, like, you know, I kind of go like, well, if I can't make it look good, I'm going to make it look like shit. You know, it's kind of always, well, instead of zigging, I'm going to zag. That's why I think I've been drawn or auditioned for like more disheveled characters. Because I don't, you know, because like, yeah, I think that's probably why. Rough around the edges types characters. But it's so annoying to know you will not get something based on the description of the character. I mean, yes, there are some that are completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Like exclusive, like, you know, like, I'm not going to be able to play an 80-year-old man right now. But they're not generally as limiting as you think. It's like, again, the casting director is just trying to narrow it down. And if you have an idea, a strong idea, I think also it's like, you know, the more you do this and the more you have an opinion about what you can and can't do, what you like that you do and what you don't like, you start to go, no, this is for me. Despite what the description says, this is for me. I would knock this out of the park. I wouldn't so much. Like when you're a young actor, you kind of just say yes for everything. You don't know. It's like, I don't know what I can do. I'm going to say yes for everything. You don't know what you're right for. You want somebody to tell you what you're right for. But the more you do this, you start to have an opinion and know, that's just not for me. Like, yeah, I can audition, but like, my heart's not in it. I know I'm not going to get it because I just know what I do. And then, but then you also get like, oh, that's mine. That's my role. I can do this in my sleep. I want to do this. But again, that the earlier you start forming that opinion, the better. So start your cringe phase now. Start your cringe phase now. I guess that's the advice of this stream. Embrace the cringe early, and then you're on your way. I used show stopping in a self-tape the other day, and I've literally never enjoyed watching myself more. Great. That's great. That's fantastic. Watch yourself and go, would I cast myself? If so, why? If not, why? What's wrong with this picture? Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Yeah. It's tough out there. But, yeah. That's my favorite project I've ever done. I don't know. I mean, it's just right. It's writing these Star Kid shows. Probably, I can't say I've enjoyed writing one more than the other. Probably maybe writing Black Friday might have been the most fun. Maybe. Yep. You can also take solace in the fact that every actor you're going up against struggles with the same thing. But it's like, I think I've said this on stream. My trumpet professor in college just said, hey, you just got to be a little bit smart. You don't have to be a fucking genius. Just be a little smart. It means put a little thought into what you're doing. And these are ways to get an edge. It's like, it's a little smart to tape yourself and watch it. Even if you do it once, it's good feedback and your brain will register what you want to fix. It's just be a little bit smart in what you do. You don't be a fucking genius. Just am I doing something that nobody else at this audition's doing? And the other good question, listen, these okay, well, now we're past our cringe phase. The next hard question, and when I work with actors, again, it's this existential thing. It's having a strong opinion about yourself, but you need to answer the question, why you? Why should they cast you? You have to know that. You know why they should cast me? Because I'm the most charming person in the room. Is that what you're selling? Your charm? I'm the funniest person here. Is that what you're selling? I have the best voice in the world. Is that what you're selling? Like we want people to just tell us, but you need to answer that question. Nobody else is doing the scene like this. That's why they should cast me. because I have an interesting aesthetic. Nobody else looks like this. Answer that question. You have to have an opinion. Why are you the best for the role? So like at some point, and that's when you get older, you go, I'm not walking into an audition room unless I can answer that question. Why? Because I'm the most chaotic person in the world. I think for years that was my answer. You know why? Because nobody's more chaotic than me. Good luck. Oh yeah? Good luck. I always had that confidence, right? So maybe I was never able to articulate that. But looking back, I think that's what I knew. But you need to know that. Why you? And you don't leave that for them. You don't leave that for the casting director to tell you. Have an opinion. Because blank. Because this is what I do better than everybody else. Even if it's an obscure thing. Because I have the strangest accent in the world. Because I have the sexiest accent in the world. Because my vocal range is insane. But you need to come up with at least one answer. Why you? And you need to answer that question. Yeah, because I'm a fucking psycho. That's why. And I'm auditioning for a psycho, and I'm a fucking psycho. That's why you should cast me. But if the answer is I don't know, then you got work to do. Film yourself. Brainstorm. And then double down on it. Why? Because I'm the tallest person in the world. I'm 8'2". Good luck, everyone. Because I'm auditioning for Mean Girls, and I'm the meanest person in the world. I'm just a straight up bitch. That's why you should cast me. I'm an actual bitch. No acting here. I'm the worst person to be around. That's why you should cast me. So yeah, so that's if you maybe that's how you sum it up. You go, don't audition unless you can answer that question, why they should cast you, and you have to have a strong opinion. Because I do this. I bring this thing. You can't just be, I don't know. Unless you just want to, unless you can also just not take it very seriously and just go do it. Who cares? But my point is, if you want to take it very seriously, you got to be able to answer that question. That's how you take away just the hope and prayer of auditioning of, I hope someone likes me. Well, what do you think about you? Do I have advice for people to switch between thinking they're great and thinking they suck? That's the confidence thing. Confidence is like happiness. You're gonna have days where it's shitty. You're gonna have days where the answer is neither is correct. We're neither the greatest people in the world or the worst. These are fleeting thoughts. It's like motivation. Motivation is a quick burning candle and then it burns out. The truth. Sorry, I even dropped the question. What was the question? Do I have advice? Do I have advice to switch between thinking they're great and thinking they suck? That's kind of what meditation is. Meditation is you just observe these thoughts, and neither are true. They're just thoughts. So you need to recognize them as neither are true. And also, the solace in the fact is, seriously, what is good acting? Nobody's been able to answer that question. It varies from project to project. So that also confirms that neither is true. Because what is it? So you start with neither's true. You're neither the best nor the worst. Because it's acting. It's art. It's subjective. It's not true. Again, what is true is what do you genuinely think about your work? Basically confidence seems to come with the opinion of others. If you get a standing ovation, you're super confident. If you forget your lines, sing out of key, and crickets, your confidence is shot. But if you take the opinion back from the audience, back from the casting director onto you, then it's not a matter of confidence, it's a matter of work. It's a matter of your craft. It's just a matter of, because then you realize as an artist your work's never done. A song I write's never done. We've done this, like I've been sitting on songs for years. They're never done. Your work as an artist is never done. It's, what's the quote? You just abandon it at some point. So you just recognize it as work, and that you're trying to craft something that you like. And you're going to fall short. And then once in a while, you're going to get it. But just recognize happiness, confidence is a fleeting thing. Neither are true. Both come and go. You're going to have successes in your life, so you're going to have failures. So the more you can anchor beneath that and just go, okay, but what am I trying to do here? It doesn't matter. And then it doesn't matter it doesn't really matter if you're confident or not, because you're working, you're doing the work. You love the work. It's the whole idea of the process over the result. You love the process. Listen, it's okay. You know what? Honestly, it's okay if I fucking lost a spreadsheet baseball championship because I like playing the game. It doesn't really matter because I like doing it. And honestly, it did. How did I get through my cringe phase as a songwriter? Because I didn't care, because I like songwriting, because I like doing it. So so confidence is irrelevant because I like doing it. Like, even if it turns out that nobody likes my music, I don't care because I like doing it. So that you have to find that anchor. It's like, again, it goes back to the question, as an actor, do you actually like acting? Do you like performing? Do you like singing? Or are you just hoping for somebody to tell you you're good at it? Listen, I've flirted with meditation. I do my own, but this is the idea of meditation. It's grounding beneath these fleeting thoughts, these highs and lows. The highs are not true. The lows are not true. Only forward progress is true in your work. And essentially confidence is a distraction, because it's a distraction, because it's not going to change the thing your actual passion. Or at least you shouldn't let it affect it. That's kind of what, meditation, you go, listen, holy shit, I totally failed. You meditate, you go, I'm still here. Really, nothing's changed. I'm still alive. What? Did it really happen? Same with success. Is it, So meditation is always good to help you get past those thoughts. And it's also that doesn't mean don't enjoy the highs and lows. I mean nobody enjoys the lows, but it's just you're anchored. You're I'm not going to get carried away with them. It's it always scared me. It's growing up with dreams of being a movie star or whatever. It always was yeah, but what happens when you're on top of the world and then you're not? And you see it happen with celebrities all the time. They can't deal with, they get to such high levels of fame and achievement, and then years pass and they don't have a hit movie or whatever, and then they become irrelevant. It's it's just a strange idea to peak at some point in your life. That's terrifying, right? That was it. That was the peak, and the rest is downhill. The rest of your life is downhill. But that's just an illusion. So that's why it's healthy to see that from the get-go. I don't know. This is second coffee going nuts. Yeah, what is good acting, man? It's who knows? Yep, cast me. I'm 8'2". Yes, yes. The Oscars are actors dealing with the existential crisis that there is no such thing. It's the attempt to answer the fact that there is no such thing as great acting. It's an unanswerable question, but they're so desperate to answer it that they've created this award show for themselves. For themselves. I have more respect for the MTV fan music, the Fan Choice Award, MTV Movie Awards or whatever, where it's like the fans vote. But it's because, and it's out of the horrifying realization that, holy shit, there's no way to answer who the best actor is. We're going to pretend because we desperately need this. You mean like all this work I've been doing, there's no way to know if it's good or bad? Yeah, welcome to art. It's not sports. It's not math. That's the horror of being an artist. The truth is, there is no right answer. There's only your opinion about it. There's only your own opinion about it. So I can't wait for my Oscar acceptance speech. That's the point. Can't wait. Excuse me. Yeah, that question about that. Now that I'm ruminating on the question about what do you do if you don't like what you see in the mirror or when you film yourself? Like, I think aesthetically was the point of the question. It's a really tough one, and I'm thinking about it. And I think there's two things. Well, there's more than infinite answers, but I've lost my thought. That's a tough one. That's all I can think of right now. Okay. So things like meditation, and you start to see there's a point where you realize, listen, I'm not fully there. I struggle with it too. But it's possible to realize it's not as big a deal as you make it out to be. There's so much more to you. There's so much more, especially as a performer, like there's infinite factors. That's just one in a sea of factors. So to get to a place where you take it way less seriously is huge. And that's the truth. It's just one of a million factors. So to get to a place where you actually see that as truth, that it's not the huge deal you think it is. And then you can start to play with it. You get a sense of play. Hey, I'm going to do my hair like this today. I'm going to dye my hair this color. I'm going to try this thing. You start to play with it. Once you have a level of play in it, you're already not taking it seriously. And you're starting to craft something. But I think it's crucial to see it's just one element in a sea of elements. I think. Trying to deal with that in a thoughtful way. Anyway. And just realize that everybody's photoshopping their shit anyway. There you go. Just realize anybody who feels differently is photoshopping their shit. It's face tuning. Realize anybody who doesn't have that problem is face tuning. There you go. Yeah. But I get it. I get it. It's tough. But like the answer with everything is try to have fun with it. And enter your cringe phase. Head on. Sword drawn. Into the breach. Face the cringe. Like, I gotta deal with the fact that fucking... I gotta deal with the fact that fucking Smosh thing that I did is out there. You want to talk about high-level cringe? It's out there. Nothing I can do. Oh God, no. That the basketball thing I said. Holy. Let's play some Oh my God, talk about it. Let's or not, please. But it's out there. It's out there. And I will survive it. I think I'll survive it. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. I'm. Yeah. You say the lines. I'm cringing. Because I forgot the first rule of improv. Well, it's not the first. Well, it's a secret rule of improv. Is nobody actually improvises. They've always pre-rehearsed their shit. I went to fucking school for jazz, and they were lying to us about this. I didn't get it until I left school. That you mean everybody? The things people are playing, they've done before. They've practiced before. They've already done them. They're not totally making up shit on the spot. You can't actually play that fast and make something up completely new on the spot. You're just repackaging things you know. I was always trying to create something completely new on the spot, and that's what it sounded like fucking shit. Something they'll never tell you in any sort of improv school. You go, oh, they've done that before. And that's fine. But that's why the great improvisers, it's not new on the spot. It was new at some point when they were practicing it. Right. I do take solace in the fact that the content out there is infinite now. And it'll be lost to infinity. That's fine. It'll be lost to infinity. Yep. Oh no, I'll fight that. Whiplash is the best jazz movie? No. Sorry. Well, okay, listen. Again, you have to separate the thing. It's an entertaining movie. It has really nothing to do with jazz, though. I'm not going to argue it's not an entertaining movie. It's an entertaining movie. But it has nothing to do with jazz. Or it has a very, let me reword it, it's a very weird take on jazz. Very strange take. It feels like it was written by like a jock who's like, yeah, those band kids, right? This is kind of what it's like. You know, I walk by the band hallway once in a while. This is what they were up to, right? Yeah, there's like, I bet a conductor throws a fucking chair at him. No, dude. No. Yeah, fucking jazz. It's like, yeah, it belongs in a museum, right? Yeah, like stupid old music. Yeah. No. Sorry, man. Yeah, check out my script about jazz. It's like old guy music, right? Yeah, cool. Dude, what if the conductor was like beating the shit out of the kids? Wouldn't that be like fucking cool? No? Are you sure? It's pretty fucking cool. Look, the movie's pretty cool. All right. What if jazz was like sports, dude? What if it was like sports? Like, my fucking football coach like hit me. So it's like, what if like jazz was like sports, bro? It's like I was bloody, dude, like fucking football, bloody fingers all the time. It's like vomiting. I was like, fucking, yeah, man. It's like, I'm sure that's what if jazz was like that? I don't know. What if, yeah, I guess it's a crazy movie. Yeah, dude, crazy. Fuck yeah, man. It's a crazy movie. It's like a crazy movie, bro. Okay. All right. It's called Whiplash, dude. What? Yeah, man, like, cause sports. Huh? All right. This is the official end of the stream for the day. I don't know. Maybe the lesson is I shouldn't have second coffee. Maybe not. I don't know. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was worth it. Probably need to give up second coffee. But yes, you know what? Drumline. I have seen Drumline. Drumline, I remember being fun. I haven't seen it in years. I actually think that I remember that being somewhat accurate to marching band. Like I think. I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. Could be wrong. I do remember it being entertaining. I bet it's closer to a music movie than Whiplash is. Because I remember there being actually some sick drumming in it, which in a drumming movie, you think that should be a prerequisite. Have some sick drumming in it. Whiplash, there's no sick drumming until like I guess the very end. Like the solo at the end, I guess. It's not the most tasteful solo. That's, again, the biggest sin. It's a drumming movie without any good drumming. Crazy idea. Wild. Yep, that's the point. Go